Welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Carolyn Amparan, who is a member of Solarize Columbia's steering committee. How are you, Carolyn?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Okay, well, it is so nice to have you here. You were giving me a little bit of background, but let our listening and viewing audience know about the Solarize Columbia program.
Right. This is a public-private partnership that involves several local nonprofit sponsors, including the Sierra Club, which I represent on the steering committee, and also the City of Columbia Sustainability Office. And we are offering, with a company called Solar Crowdsource, a solar group buying opportunity for the City of Columbia, as well as any customers of Boone Electric Cooperative. And so this group buying program will allow customers to be able to sign up, and then the more customers who buy, the greater the discount will be. And we will be selecting the installer. We've had bids out, and we will make sure that they're a good vetted, high customer service, good quality installer. And so that decision will be taken, they won't have to make that decision. We'll have, a trustworthy installer, and then people will get these discounts. They'll have until October 31st to sign up for the program, and then there'll be a period of time after that where people can sign contracts. And so the goal of the program really is to make solar and battery storage more accessible to the customers of Columbia Water and Light and Boone Electric Co-op.
And did you say that this is residential and commercial?
It is residential and commercial, yes. The commercial discounts are more based upon the amount that each commercial business buys, but the residential ones, there's pre-selected tiered pricing, and the more people that sign up, the greater the discount. And if people sign up early and get their solar early in the program, if the program is, as it gets more and more successful, then everybody pays the same price. So the people that commit first will get a rebate if the price ends up going down.
I see. So it reminds me a little bit of, so obviously it's the power of the group purchasing, right. Correct?
Right.
And so really the onus is on you guys as the beginning groups who have come together to kind of galvanize people to say, hey, if you've been thinking about this, here's a good time to do it.
Right. And it's also a limited time, so you can't keep putting it off, which is another thing that people tend to do.
Yeah.
And then Columbia Water and Light offers really excellent low-interest financing, and a lot of people don't know that. So that's another way that people can get into solar to take advantage of that. And then also, right now, the federal government still has tax credits for those who qualify for a tax credit on solar purchasing. And so that would be another reason to try and get in this year. We don't know, it's going to possibly change with the budget bill, and so we don't know where it's going to come out. But right now, it could still be in place for all of 25 or all of 26. So we don't know yet. But right now, those credits are still available. So
I would imagine that you guys have found in your research that one of the reasons that people wait, like if they're interested in solar, one of the reasons that people wait, do you think that the price is probably a barrier? People are like, oh, it's kind of expensive, or I'm not sure how to do the research, because I imagine there's a lot of research. There are a lot of providers.
Right. It is a complicated decision. It's high technology, and so I think people are uncomfortable with that. And also just investing the time to, get multiple bids from a provider. And we've already done that work for everybody. And we had a committee that did that of all of these organizations. And so, there's been a lot of good brain power put into that process. And, so we feel comfortable with the installer that is being selected, and they'll be announced in a few days or a week probably. So
yeah, I would imagine that'll make people feel more comfortable for sure.
Right.
And so you guys have an event coming up.
Yes. So we're going to have a launch event. It's going to be on July 10th, starting at 6:30 p.m. It'll be held at the Boone Electric Cooperative Building on Range Line in their community rooms. And it'll just be an opportunity to come out, learn more about the program. The tiered pricing will be available at that time. We will have the installer representatives there to talk with, and people can sign up to get a no-cost visit to their home or their business to check out what kind of solar situation or battery situation or both that they might be interested in and would work for their location.
Okay. And do people need to RSVP for that, or is there a cost, or is it free?
It is free. We will even offer some refreshments, and they do not have to RSVP. They can just come. So
Okay. And it looks like your website, and we will put that up on the screen. I'm sure that if we have it, is solarizecolumbia.com.
that's correct. And if people can't make it to the launch event, if they are interested in getting a call from the installer and potentially getting a bid, they can sign up on the website as well.
Okay. So if they can't make it to this event for any reason,
Right.
they can still have somebody come out and get a bid for that.
Right. Because this program will be running through October for people to just even show initial interest. And then after October 31st, then people will be signing contracts and things like that.
Okay. Any idea what the turnaround time will be? Like once you guys have your installer selected and people are signed up and you have enough folks, is there any idea like what's the turnaround time? I'm just interested personally for
Yes.
myself. I'm thinking
Yes.
like, what's the turnaround time in having
Yes,
solar installed?
I'm trying to remember what the bid said. I believe that they all said that they could do it within like 6 months from
Okay.
like initial time, but that in many cases it could be a lot less.
Okay.
So, and one of the things we checked was their ability to handle multiple installations at the same time, because hopefully we're going to get multiple people to sign up. And
Yeah.
So so I would expect it to be less than 6 months, but that was like a maximum. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because as you start to get a lot more people signing up,
Right.
then you're like, okay, how long is it going to take to get all these
Right, and
installed?
sometimes it kind of depends on how quick you are with your own personal decision making.
True.
So, yeah.
That's true. But I would hope though that the work that you guys have done up front will seriously probably cut down on some of that time. for
Right.
people
There
to
will be
make
far
those
fewer
decisions.
choices to make in terms of, you can just maybe choose this solar panel company or that solar panel company or, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah, well, thank you guys for doing that work up front.
Yes,
because I know that can be daunting.
I have solar on my own house, so I went through that myself many years ago, but I know that this will make it much easier for everyone. So,
Well, thank you so much for putting that work in and for helping to coordinate this for the rest of our community so that they can come together and hopefully the choices are a little bit easier.
Right.
Because I know when you're researching something like that, sometimes you just don't even know where to start.
Right. And I think people really should take advantage, if they're a Columbia Water and Light customer, of that low interest financing.
Yeah,
So,
I would agree. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
thank you for having me.